So since what do you think, are we taking enough steps to stop this?
I don't know. I'm not really the right person to comment on whether, as globally, as a huge human community, whether we are taking steps or not, because there are so many different organizations that are working really actively towards this. But then again, it really depends on how much of it is being brought into action, you know. So if you maybe consider even the example of India, what I have observed personally is there are really specific regions where people are quite aware of these things. So I used to be a part of different social activities, and what I have seen so far that people, the community that I worked with in Pune, was quite aware of these problems happening, and they used to be in every different drive that I used to go to. As opposed to that, when I actually met people from different states, it was really shocking to see that people didn't know the basic things that we used to work on. I mean, it's really hard to see people not turning the tap off while they're brushing their teeth. This is like a very basic thing, you'll think, अरे ये क्या है, मतलब ये बहुत ही basic चीज है, स्कूल में सिखाते हैं. People don't follow that. Then you'll see so many people keeping the tap on while they're brushing their teeth, or like keeping the lights on when you leave the room. ये ऐसी छोटे छोटे चीजें होते हैं, but it's basically awareness, and there's a very big it's basically a hierarchy that needs to be followed. So whatever things we are doing on a small community level should also increase and reflect on a large governmental level as well. Big corporations and governments have a lot in their hands. So whatever policies the government formulate or whatever steps these big corporations take to reduce the impact on the environment indirectly affects us as well. If you see now, there are so many climate strikes happening where the youth is demanding the government to take action because they can see that their future is going to get jeopardized because of the actions being taken previously, and now they're demanding for a better future. So basically, these climate strikes are a way to, raise awareness and drive the governments to take more action towards formulating environmental friendly policies. So it's all a big, like you said, it's a web, but this hierarchy needs to be followed, where the government basically makes policies and people get to implement on it. The project that I was working on right now had like a very similar outcome. The one that I studied, I had a group of around approximately 20-21 young people in the age group of 16 to 24. And I asked them whether they felt that, for climate change was their responsibility or whether it was the government's. So most of them did say, everybody needs to play a part and all of those things, that it's our responsibility too, and the government also needs to work on it. But basically what I found from their outlook was that they basically wanted the government to take steps. They were like, okay, I agree that I need to take steps, but there are so many things that need to happen for me to not do a certain thing. So for example, I can't build a car myself, or I can't devise, or I am not responsible for building the roads in this city, or I am not responsible for the public transport system in this city. So for me to be able to use these systems properly and to basically create an impact from my side, I need to have that infrastructure in my hand which will help me take more environmentally friendly steps. So now, for example, if you see, I don't know, because in India, I don't think I've ever seen a separate bin for recycling. We have the dry waste and wet waste like segregation, but we do not have a
this recycle thing actually works. I mean, there are so many reports that I see people do label everything as a recycle, but most of the things just end up in dumping grounds.
They do end up in dumping grounds because we do not take enough action to recycle these products. Even if they are recyclable, we need to make sure that they actually are recycled. But again, like I said, it's a negligence from a lot of people. Over here also, even if you see that a certain product that you have in your hand can be recycled, but if you throw it in the general garbage bin, it's going to go with the general garbage. If you see that you have a recycle bin on the side, you can just take a little bit of effort and put it in the recycle bin. And again, the governmental authorities over here also play a very big role. So if the governmental authorities are strict about their waste management and their segregation, these problems won't occur. But if you basically, even if you have 3 separate bins, okay, and even if people are following that very religiously, but at the end of the day, if you're just going to mix the whole waste and then put it in the dumping ground, it makes no sense. So basically, these waste management companies and the government and the policies that they make, they need to be strict enough, and the regulations need to be in place so that all these things will happen properly. A lot of countries have created a model like that, which basically shows that these things can happen. A good example of that would be Singapore. They had a lot of waste problem in the recent years, but they decided to take a look at it, and they made sure that basically the policies that they created were strict enough and that the general public in the country basically complied by it. So even if they created the policies, they made sure that the public just didn't disregard it. They made sure that everybody followed it, and with strict rules and regulations. You literally can't see anybody throwing a piece of plastic on the road.
I think Singapore is the one who came up with that green building concept. I think, right? So,
Well, yeah, sort of. I mean, there's a lot of credit you can give to many countries for the green building purpose. I'm not really sure of that. China is one of the biggest countries that have the have you heard of the term vertical gardening? So
yeah,
they have this
like Singapore literally have buildings which has trees are in their balconies.
trees around it. So
Entire
China,
architecture of the
yeah,
building is designed that way that you can plant trees
exactly.
outside.
Yeah, so there's a lot of countries that do that. China is actually working on that right now and is one of the leading countries to do that. So they have actually created an entire township based on that particular model. So all the buildings that they have in the vicinity and all the infrastructure that they have is basically based on that. So they're creating a green city within China itself. So